The Attleboro Police Department has a new program in place to reduce thefts in the area. Over the last several years, theft of copper piping and other valuable metals has been on the rise. The police department has been working with local businesses and realtors to begin a new program where building owners will mark the metal piping in their properties. The hope is that the new system will alert scrap metal yards should that piping turn up in their facilities. To learn more about the program, we spoke with Attleboro Police Detective Sergeant Arthur Brillon.
One of the reasons, one of the driving forces behind the program was the increase in vacant houses that are being burglarized for the copper tubing and the copper piping that's in the basement. We've noticed a significant increase over the past year or so where vacant homes or homes that are for sale or look like they're not attended are victimized. And what happens is someone goes in, breaks in, and they go into the basement and they cut the piping out, and then they bring that to a local scrapyard, whether in this city or in another city nearby. From that need, we recognized the police department, through its crime analysis program, recognized the need for some action. That action is coming in the form of a program developed between our POP program, which POP stands for Problem-Oriented Policing, and a group of 25 or 30 local realtors, and also Schnitzer Steel of Attleboro has been very cooperative. And between those three entities, we've been able to come up with this program. The POP-Oriented Policing Program has been instituted by Chief Hagney, and it involves 3 offices. And those offices, their primary function is to target areas requiring police attention, let's say. If they recognize a particular street, there's a short street off of North Main, for instance, where it was recognized by the POP unit that there was maybe some abandoned cars and such, which causes the area to look, in a negative light, causes a negative light. By getting those cars removed, it creates a better atmosphere, which will reinstill some pride in that particular neighborhood. So their goal is to target specific areas that have been recognized as being, for lack of a better term, a problem area. The unit's been around, I believe it's about 1.5 to 2 years in some form, but it's more recently been instituted full force. Once Sergeant Cook was placed, he's in charge, he leads the unit. As I said, Sergeant Cook and 2 patrol officers. What's going to happen is a realtor or a property manager that's in charge of or responsible for a piece of property is going to mark those pipes with this fluorescent paint. And if that fluorescent paint shows up at a scrapyard, Schnitzer, for instance, is being very cooperative. If it shows up there, then they'll place a call to the police department. We're certainly hoping that it's effective based on our analysis and some agencies. It's my understanding that there are a couple of agencies in Florida that utilized a similar program, and they noticed a what I will call a significant decrease in this type of crime. I believe it was somewhere around 30%. I definitely noticed as the price of copper or precious metals went up, certainly the number of crimes went up. Now that the economy seems to be settling, I'm not noticing a significant drop. It's still occurring. I think it's like everything else. I think it's it's easier to boot in a door, go downstairs and cut out copper, take it to the scrapyard, which takes all of about an hour, rather than, put your 8 hours in at work. So it's lucrative for them. What I would recommend in this situation, as in always, we should be watching out for our neighbor. They should be watching you, your property, and you should be watching theirs. If you know the house next door is for sale and the family has moved on, and you're seeing someone arrive there and going around back, coming out carrying the obvious. If you see the obvious, call the police. It's better that we respond and find out that it is in fact a legitimate contractor and we go on our way versus going back the next day and taking a report when there's now 16 inches of water in the basement. As always, if it's an emergency, they should dial 911. If it's a non-emergency or if If they remember the number and want, they can always call 508-222-1212, and that gets you to the Attleboro Police Dispatch.